All right, guys, so we might get started. So welcome to TGIM for this Monday night. I'm Meg, for any of you guys who don't know me. So hopefully you can see, I'm just sharing my screen at the moment. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to play a really short YouTube clip. It goes for about 3 minutes 41 seconds to be precise. So we're going to watch that together. Maybe make some notes as we're watching it if you've got some pen and paper there, because at the end of it, I'm just going to go through the main points that I got from it and my thoughts on it as well. And then I'm going to ask each of you what the most important point that you got from it as well, okay? So make sure you are listening and taking notes as we go. All right, so is everyone thumbs up if you can see the screen? We're all good. Wait. All right, I'm going to press play.
So a dude screamed to me the other night, "Hey, Will, I want to be an actor, man. I want to be an actor just like you." You know, usually people do stuff to me like that. I'm like, "Yeah, man, you know, you do is give them an encouraging word." But I was just sitting here thinking, and it dawned on me, 99% of people that say stuff like that are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And that's just real. At the center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating. It's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. Every day, we are choosing shit that's not in our own best interest. Right? So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you and the world's trying to hold you down, so you're going to kick yourself in the balls? So you're going to stop yourself from getting what you dream. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind. I believe that discipline is definition of self-love. When you say that you love yourself, that means that you have behavior toward yourself that is loving. It's like you say to yourself, "Hey man, look, I know you want to eat that pizza and it'll be really good, you know, but I can't let you eat that, man, because if you eat that pizza, you won't feel like shit. You know, and I love you too much to let you eat that." I think the word discipline has kind of gotten a bad name. We think about it in terms of punishment. I'm not talking about discipline in that way. I'm talking about discipline in the sense that you forego immediate pleasure for the exchange of long-term self-respect. Self-love is when you say to yourself, "Ah, man, look, I know you and that girl got a real connection. I know y'all vibe, but that's your girl's cousin. So I love you too much to let you do that." Self-love is, "Hey, look, I know you got a test on Monday, you know. I know you really want to go out with your friends and Saturday night you want to go out, but you fail that test, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You know, I love you too much to let you go out tonight." Self-discipline is self-love. If you want to be happy, you have to love yourself, which means you have to discipline your behavior. The road to sustained happiness is through disciplining your behavior.
Amazing. Told you it was nice and short and sweet. Hopefully I can do that. And you can just see me now. Thumbs up, Katie, if you can. Hopefully that's all good. All right, so that's just a little short clip. So that's really on the topic of personal development. It can be as easy as that. Like, It doesn't have to be reading pages of a book or big long videos or anything like that each day. That's like literally, I'll listen to a clip like that, sometimes a little bit longer than that, each day. And I just like to do it in the mornings as well. But so tonight's topic, obviously we're talking about self-discipline. So I'm just going to go through the main points that I got out of that video and my sort of take on it. And then, like I said, I'm going to ask you guys your main point that you got from it as well. So first up, the biggest thing that I heard straight up in that video is that 99% of people aren't willing to do what it takes to achieve their goals. That's, you know, if you think about it, it's so true and it's really scary. So, you know, everyone likes the idea of being successful and reaching their goals or that kind of thing. And that's because they see the results. So they might see, you know, people that are running marathons or people that have six packs or people that are, you know, happy, they've got the lifestyle they want. Maybe they've got the cars and the houses and that kind of thing. But people aren't prepared to do the work to get there. So, you know, it takes work, it takes sacrifice, and of course, self-discipline as well to achieve your goals. So like Les Brown says as well, we love a bit of Les, it's for you, Katie. Do what is easy and your life will be hard. Do what is hard and your life will be easy. So you can think about this, you know, in a couple of different ways. So in terms of your health, you know, you could think about getting fast food and that kind of thing, going for a quick fix, doing the easy thing with your nutrition, you know, Maccas and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to be overweight, you're going to have health problems and that kind of thing. So your life is ultimately going to be a little bit harder because you've gone the easy way out. But, you know, meal prep and take the time and be self-disciplined with your health and your eating and that kind of thing. And your life's going to be easier. You're going to be happier, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be able to do more, live longer, all that kind of stuff. Same, I guess, if you're thinking about your job, or I don't know what everyone does as a job on the call, but obviously I do Herbalife. Before I did Herbalife, I was in a nice, cushy government job. You know, I rolled into the tax office, did my bit on the computer, didn't really have to do much, got paid amazing. But, you know, it was easy for me. I wasn't challenged. I didn't have any passion for that job. And ultimately, I was just going to the, you know, the whole 9-to-5 grind and going in there pretty much like a zombie in a negative environment and all that kind of stuff. And my life was, as a result of that, just ordinary, I guess. So I think about that as well. So I've made the decision, which, you know, wasn't really hard, but I've made the decision to, this is my children, sorry if they interrupt, to do Herbalife. And it like I said, it's not hard, but it's a different career path, that's for sure, to my 9-to-5 job. And I'm absolutely loving it. So, you know, I've instead of going to my cushy 9-to-5 job and getting paid really well and whatever, oh, good night. You know, I'm doing this and absolutely loving it, and I know I'm going to achieve my goals through this as well. So there's a few different ways you can think about that point. The second point that I took out of the video is self-discipline is all about getting control and command of your mind. So firstly, well done, because you're on TGIM. So you guys are doing, you know, better than the other 99% of people that aren't willing to do stuff. So as we all know, it's super, super important to get that mindset right. So we're all about that 100% mindset, 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. So in terms of your food, you know, you're needing to control your mind to make good choices which are in your best interest towards your health goals. For example, maybe your goal is to lose weight. So choosing the F1 shake and tea for brekkie rather than the toast and the coffee. So you need your self-discipline to do this. But again, it comes back to your mindset. So just having that really strong mindset. Point number 3. So self-discipline is the center of all material success. So if you guys think about all the, you know, successful people that whatever field you're in, people you might look up to. So us as Herbie people, we might look up to people in the pres team. I don't know, if you're an accountant, you'd look up to the CEO of whatever. But if you think about people in your field or in your life that are really successful and have all the, you know, the material things, so maybe again they've got the car and the house and the lifestyle and they travel and rah rah rah. This is a result. So they've reached this level as a result of self-discipline. So you can't achieve the massive goals and have all the things and all the stuff that you want in your life just by coasting along and being in like cruise mode. Okay, you need to have that self-discipline. Next point. So self-discipline is the definition of self-love. I thought this was a really cool point. So this is actually something I go back to a lot at the moment. That quote where Will said, you know, I love you too much to let you do that. Like, how powerful is that? So for me, it's like, I love myself too much to let myself have that block of chocolate. Or I love myself too much to let myself cut corners with my life. I love myself too much to skip my personal development for today. I love myself too much not to do a workout today. I love myself too much to let myself have a day off working towards my goals. So, you know, it's just really thinking about self-discipline is basically self-love. So it's saying that you love yourself so much that you're not going to let yourself, you know, be distracted by these things, and you're going to stay on track because you love yourself that much. Okay, so next point is that self-discipline, like Will said, it's a lot of people, you know, tend to think of it as a negative thing. You know, like you're punishing yourself, you need to be very disciplined and all that kind of stuff. It's totally not. So in regards to your nutrition, a lot of people say to me stuff like, you must have to be very strict on yourself to have a shake every morning. So for me, no, it's not about that at all. For me, it's more like you have to love yourself so much and respect your body and your goals to make better choices consistently. It's not about punishing yourself or, you know, taking stuff away from you. It's actually adding and realizing that, yeah, you love yourself so much and you're adding to your life by doing these things. So yeah, so many people see self-discipline as a negative thing. It's the exact opposite. So you make choices and take actions because you love yourself so much, not to punish yourself, like I just said. The next point that I thought was really cool, you know, you forego immediate pleasure for long-term self-respect. So this is super relevant to, well, all of us, but especially you guys on the call that are doing the 21-day challenge, or anyone really wanting to improve themselves, which again is all of you because you're on this call, right? So for me, it's like little wins every single time I say no to chocolate, because chocolate is just my thing. You know, I feel a little bit stronger every time I make toast for the boys and don't have a bite first. Parents there, I don't know if you feel me, but it's a big thing. Like, I'm having my shake in the morning. I love my shake, but fresh white bread in a toaster with some butter, because the boys, that's what the boys want for breakfast. And I'm like, I just want to have a bite. So every time I don't have a bite, yes, Tash, you get me. Every time I don't have a bite, it's like, yes, little win. And I feel like, you know, a little bit stronger every time I say no to something like that. It's a little thing, but it does, you know, make a difference. So maybe not going out drinking with your mates because you have plans the next day that are pushing you towards your goals. This one here, Tash, this is for you. Maybe it's not drinking alcohol as you have health goals you're still working on. So I remember, I don't know why, Tash, I just remember this. When we went to, I think it was Ballarat, and we went out for dinner after an event or whatever we had on. And, you know, we were all sort of having a drink and whatever. And Tash didn't drink. She didn't even have one cider or anything like that. And I think you said it's because I have goals. I have big health goals, and I haven't reached them yet. So she was, pinnacle of this example, because she was foregoing, having a drink and all that kind of stuff because she had those long-term goals. So go Tash. So every time you forego those little distractions or temptations, you gain a little bit more self-respect, yeah? Eventually, you won't feel like you're foregoing anything or missing out on anything, because it will be your lifestyle and your habits. And the last point I got out of it was the road to sustain happiness is through disciplining your behavior. So, long-term happiness, like real happiness, deep down, what you absolutely want in your life, what makes your heart like sing, will only happen through self-love and self-respect. And to get this self-love and self-respect, you need to have self-discipline. So they're the main points that I got out of the video. What I want to do now is just ask probably a few coaches on the call, what was your main point that you got out of the video? And did you get anything different to me? I'm going to go to Tash first because you're first on my list. So I'm going to unmute you, Tash.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Did you get to listen to it? Because I saw that you were driving for a bit of it.
I was, but I did get to listen to it because I just shut my child up. She's all right. But I don't think I got anything out of it that you didn't get. Like, I loved everything that you said about, that you love yourself too much to not do this, to not do that, to have that. Totally agree. So, yeah, I don't think that was, like, my big thing that I got out of the video.
Great. Awesome. And do you remember that when we were in Ballarat or wherever it was?
Yeah, it was in Ballarat, and Jared and Bobby drank both days, and we went out for dinner, and they said, "Why aren't you drinking?" And I said, "Because I'm serious about my goals."
I love that.
Yeah, that was the conversation.
Love it. Awesome. Thanks, Tash.
No worries.
Marshy, I'm going to throw to you because I love you. I'm going to unmute you. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Did you take anything else away from it?
Yeah, I missed half of the video, but I did catch the part about self-discipline is the exact opposite to a negative, that it is a positive. And I'm with you on that. I think that's something that we've learnt through consistent PD or, working on ourselves, because we always think that self-discipline is a negative, that you have to be strict on yourself. But when you flip it on its head and turn it into a positive, not a negative, I think it makes it easier for us to reach our goals and to go for those goals without the temptations or the distractions along the way. So I think that's what I got out of it.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One more. Who am I going to pick? I was going to pick Colin, but oh yeah, there she is. All right, Colin, I'm unmuting you.
Oh.
Hi.
Seeing as my voice is so good.
Oh, yeah. Oops, sorry.
No, that's not good. Well, I'll just turn the lights on. Probably the same things as you. I've watched that video a few times before. But I think it's definitely one that I relate to, especially as, like, for example, I've just moved into my new house and that sort of thing. And a lot of people make their little comments like, "Oh, you're so lucky, lucky you," and blah, blah, blah. But they don't actually realise how much I've sacrificed to get it. And yes, it's worth it. But like, I have been on one holiday, and I worked all through uni, and I worked all through school and as a kid and that sort of stuff. So I think for me, that's something I definitely relate to. And it like just reiterates that it is worth it in the end, long term. Like sometimes I had friends going overseas and I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to do a trip to America. But it's also really cool right now being in my own house and never having to pay rent again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're in that 1% that is actually willing to do what everyone else would do. Go you. Awesome. All right. Does anyone have any questions for me? You can put it in the chat or unmute yourself. Do something. And then I'm just gonna do, because we are doing our 21-day challenge, I've recorded this, so I'm gonna just ask a little question so that people can get back to their coach with the answer. We can tick you off.
I got a question.
Oh yes, hello.
Well, it is Herbalife related, but given that you're like an active world team, which is like quite high in the marketing plan, what would you say you've done that other people haven't done, like to be in that higher percentage?
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
It was deep, wasn't it?
It's very deep. So I think, especially in the early days, I had, I had a no excuses attitude. And yeah, I just got out there and did stuff and, of course at the start, especially I was a little bit nervous, didn't really know what I was doing, scared to talk to people and that kind of thing, which I still do get, but I've learned to do it anyway because I know my goals and I know that the only way I'm going to reach my goals is by working. And for us, working is talking to people. So I think, just that no excuses attitude probably is an advantage, and it doesn't come naturally. I think that, like I said, my goals are so big. So I think if you do have really clear goals on whatever you want to do with life, and you genuinely want to achieve them and you believe that you can and you love yourself enough to think that you can, you'll just do it. So you will find a way, like, no excuses, got the kids, who cares, take them with you, work it out. So I think that's probably been, what I would say. I don't know, other people might say different things, but that's what I think I've done differently. Yeah. Is there any other questions for me? My favourite child is Jack at the moment. If anyone wanted to know that. Depends who's sleeping more. Well, it's probably Archie actually, because Jack's been in our bed. All right, if there's no more questions, I'm just going to ask the question, super simple for all you guys. So the question that you need to send through to your coach, 21-day challenges, is who featured in the YouTube clip? So who was the guy that was speaking? Just send that name through to your coach and we can tick you off. If there's no more questions, I will sign off and hope you all have an amazing night and I'll chat to you soon.